or read that Utah State put 61 points on San Jose.
Oh, no, I saw it. I mean, I was happy for them because I've got some friends still coaching there, but I think it's a team that's rebounded off of some tough losses and doing a really good job of playing with confidence.
Make it more difficult for you to defend them now that they've got confidence on offense?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, well-coached group. They've got a new offense coordinator who does a really good job, and you can tell their kids are starting to kind of feel the system and play a little bit better. And you can see some of those nuances from game to game to game. And so I think they're playing some pretty good ball on offense.
How do you feel how your team played against Wisconsin? How the defense played against Wisconsin? What was your overall?
I didn't think that we were very tough at the end of it, and that's always a thing that I think falls on coaching. That's my fault. Mentality and all that stuff. And so, they started out, and I think the kids played hard, and we got them into situations that we felt were winning situations, 3rd and long, but we didn't cover well, which also, I think, the mentality of just them challenging and feeling like we can win those situations just, I think, falls on coaching. And so we've got to get those kids playing with confidence, the corners and safeties, and challenge when we get in those opportunities. And D-line's got to be better at rushing and getting to the quarterback. And so a lot to learn from that game.
The coach or the players yesterday were talking about how the bye week and everything, the meeting, it was about refocusing, rededicating themselves. Have you seen that in practice?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And obviously I'm more with the defense and see the way that they practice, the leaders stepping up and a lot more vocal leaders that are guys that normally, just kind of get out there and do their thing. And so really proud of the way that they're rebounding now, and we've got to put it on the field and see them on Friday.
You were at Utah State for 3 years. What does the BYU rivalry mean from their end?
It's I got there. We were on a 17-year losing streak, and so we ended up winning in 2010, which was a big deal. But every time we played them, I think we only played them once at Utah State when I was there. Stadium was packed. I mean, Cache Valley is full of both types of fans, both Utah State and BYU fans, and so I think it's a big game for not only that valley but the players, and a lot of in-state kids on both teams that know each other and compete. So I think it's definitely going to be a big game for both of us.
Did Utah State still hold kind of a special place in your career, because it's pretty instrumental in your coaching career now?
Yeah. I mean, I had a great time there. Made a lot of friends, recruited a lot of kids, and so it's a special place to me. I had one of my sons born there. I guess I have a kid born in every place that I've been so far. So, but no, I loved it there. Really loved it. The age of my kids at that time was fun. I mean, it was fun to be with them and just kind of go through that and go through the building process with Gary Anderson. And so, yeah, I love Utah State. I love Logan.
Why did you end up switching to defense? Because you were offensive coach there. How did that transpire?
I was at Utah, and after some changes were made on offense, I think Gary Anderson left to Wisconsin. Chad Kalani went with him, and he was coaching the D-line at Utah. And so Kalani asked me to come over and coach with him on the defense side. And when a friend asks you something, then I'm all for it. But back when you're younger, you kind of make bad mistakes like that. Like, hey, yeah, I'm down, let's do it. But this was a good thing. A friend asked me to do something, and I stepped in and did it.
You take a different mentality having come from an offensive background to being a defensive coordinator.
I think once you start to kind of get a couple of years under you, I think it goes both sides. Football is football. You start to learn schemes on both sides and the nuances of the game. And so, I think it was definitely advantageous for me coming from the offensive side, defense, and kind of seeing things from an offensive perspective. And I still do, really. But I think a lot of the good coaches that have been around are really sound on both sides.
Kalani said one of the reasons why you don't have a good pass rush is you can't stop the run and kind of hurt the defensive ends. What are you guys doing to maybe beef up your run stopping defense?
Some of it's that, some of it's technique. I mean, some of the stuff that I'm teaching, I think, it takes time. It takes time. It takes time for those kids to really start to get it, and I think it just takes time. And so we've got personnel that can do it. Also, sometimes when you're playing against really good offensive linemen, it looks like you can't pass rush, and that was the case. I think the case is a little mix of everything. Played against good teams. We weren't really good at pass rushing yet, and we're still kind of learning. But we had opportunities to pass rush, just didn't deliver.
Thoughts on Myers?
What's that?
Thoughts on the quarterback Myers?
He looks more seasoned. Played him last year. Looked a little jittery. I think he's really good this year. He's playing with confidence. Does a good job. I think it's always nice when you have a quarterback behind you that's pushing you a little bit as well. Jordan Love is a really good player. Coming along, you can tell that Myers is more experienced and feels more comfortable. But they're both good players.
Your offensive line started with 5 new players. If you see anything in them that stands out in particular, how do we Quinn Fickles from?
Quinn Fickles from here, but also Roman Andrews is from here as well. Yeah. He was my lifting partner downstairs when the coaches were trying to lift the kids. So I love that kid. He's a great kid. You know, it's the same. You start a new system or have new kids. You know, I remember the first time we played Washington State when I was still at Utah. You know, when Mike Leach got there, we got 10 sacks on defense, and that was Coach Chad coaching the D line, but offensive line still learning the scheme and learning kind of how they're being taught with the way that they pass protect. And so you can see that they're still learning, but I mean they're being well coached.